So what was said, the SNP, this is about the Black Boy Fountain and the Green Communism. So the argument essentially was with two academics, Ross Greenshields and Ian McRobbie, and so what I said was beautiful, that is somehow the Green Communists at Stirling Council will break it. They can't appreciate beauty. So these two academics, Ross Greenshields, the Green Communists running a Labour Tory coalition council, you off your meds, which is quite a horrible thing to say. That's why I've recorded this, and he's supposed to be a care practitioner. Should report him to the Care Commission. But anyway, he didn't say anything further than that. But Ian McRobbie joined in. So Ross Greenshields, he's been at University of Stirling, studied politics. Ian McRobbie, retired teacher, studied. He's an academic as well. Got a degree at University of Strathclyde. Essentially, what they two are saying, it can't possibly be Green Communist because it's Tory. So it says there, Tory council. So they're ridiculing my position. Of course, my position is that it doesn't matter what they're called. They're Green Communists and they're pushing net zero. And they all did it, and the Conservatives did it. Labour, Conservative, SNP, the Green Communists. So we had a bit of a discussion about it. So it seems like Ian McRobbie has went in a big magic huff. So he's blocked me. So what was the last thing I said to him was, I just added this morning. Generally I was just taking it quite easy. I was just taking my time and answering. So he did the answer yesterday, the day before yesterday. I went to read it and I couldn't find him, so he's blocked me. So the question was, and this is what he didn't answer, he's blocked me, so I can't see the answer. The SNP are still following Green policies because they need Green, any support as it were, support in Parliament, because the SNP voters were objecting to the consequences of Green policies. Can you please explain what you mean by climate denier? Do they have a manifesto? And of course, if you watch, I'll be adding this video to the other video. If you watch it, you'll see that he was accusing me of being a climate denier. Climate change denier. Right, so that was his straw man for me. So basically, we've asked him what a climate change denier, what is that? What does he mean by that? So if you've got somebody narcissistic like that having a go at you, so we've got two, we have two academics. So these are the type of people that are brainwashed by this net zero thing and following orders. Supposed to be academics, but they're not doing their due diligence. They're not exercising their due diligence. And I think it's starting to fall apart a bit. So they didn't really like the idea of me, objecting to their position. And it's all going to start falling apart soon. So he's went in a big huff. You can see all my answers. Well, you'll be able to see it actually if you go into this. I can't see it because I'm blocked by him. I can't see his, what he's saying. So it's an old Stirling, Fiona Finch. Last night I was delighted to see the Black Boy Fountain in action after months have been switched off. But today it's not flowing, so I don't know what is going on. So essentially what I'm saying is that they will knock that down. It's a beautiful structure, but I reckon they'll knock it down, yeah. Because the Christie clock's been knocked down. If they can get away with it, they'll knock it down. That's what I'm saying. So there's Ian McRobbie there. Imagine this guy being so childish. He's in the Daily Record. That Imagine him being so childish that he can't actually discuss this. I'm hoping Day will raise awareness. Time to move our armed forces. Veteran Ian McRobbie, 50, 2012, served as leading weapons engineer mechanic on board HMS Arding during the Falklands War. It was sunk during the conflict with the loss of 22 lives. Now a technical teacher at Dunblane High School, Perthshire, Ian said HMS Arding was the first ship to go into San Carlos at midnight, the night before the landings. My job was the 3 decks down, where you couldn't see what was going on. You could hear the ship was under attack, but you had no idea what direction the bombs were coming from. Time moved very slowly, and it was a case of focusing on your job and waiting. In the end, we had no power, no weapon systems. The flight deck was hanging off the back of the ship. All of the stern was on fire. The aviation fuel tanks were on fire, threatening one of the magazines, which could have exploded at any time. We had no firefighting capability. So, I mean, he's had a bit of a life, but I mean, so have I. You know, I haven't been in the forces, but I don't think it was right to do what he's doing. You know, he seems to be an eminent member of the community. I mean, I'm just trying to have a educated exchange with him, and he's just shut me right down. Doesn't want to talk about it. So I think it's quite a bad sign for him. I don't think he's, I don't think he's trustworthy. He should have been able to tackle my questions without blocking me like that. He shouldn't have been so dogmatic. And I think he must have realised he was losing. And this is an educated man. And that's what I said to him. You're supposed to be an educated man, and you're not. He was being rude to me. He was telling me I was talking crap when I wasn't. So he's been on the Daily Record. He's talking about the M9. He's involved with a lot of stuff. Well, you need to up your game a bit, you know what I mean? Or maybe he doesn't need to. Maybe he doesn't give a shite about somebody like me. Who cares? Yeah, right enough, aye. Fine. You'll be dead soon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It won't be any loss, really. At the end of the day, we're all forgotten very soon. So what? You were on a boat in Falklands. Yeah, so, and now you're fighting to support the destruction of our infrastructure by green communists. That's what you're doing. So why did you go and fight in the Falklands for Great Britain when you don't seem to give a shite about Great Britain? There he is. Mr. Ian McRobbie runs Dunblane High School's annual World War I Battlefields tours. And you can see the exchange that I had with him. It was all very polite. There was no swearing, or the swearing came from him, yeah. I was being totally polite about it. I'm a bit really disappointed in an upstanding citizen that can't give me the time of day and discuss things that I feel strongly about. And for somebody that's fought for the British Empire, he's fought for Great Britain, he got sent down to Falklands by Margaret Thatcher to defend the Falklands, defend the British Empire. And here you are selling it out to the Chinese Communist Party. I don't get it, Ian. I just do not get it, and that's what I was asking you. And that's what we were trying to talk about. So instead of explaining yourself, you couldn't do it, you went in a huff and blocked me. Right.